Welcome everyone to the Poker Vlog. My name's Trent Mohan and this is episode 1, killer session, playing 10 cents, 25 cents. I'm going to do quite a few of these. Just a little quick bit about me. I've been playing poker for about 10-12 years and yeah, I'm not amazing, but so I'm going to go through a poker journey with you where I've been playing small stakes games, tournaments, etc. And during this lovely, there's a cat going past. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, played on quite a lot of tournaments, never won a tournament, second's my best position, played in a couple of £100,000 guarantees, nowhere near the cash then, so my game is starting to develop and I want you to join me on the journey. So yeah, we'll be doing a lot of online poker tournaments at the moment because of course of the lockdown that we're currently in, and yeah, just really this session you're really going to enjoy. Got into some really good hands, and yeah, I won't spoil too much. Enjoy the video. Thank you very much. So we start the tournament with $10. First hand I pick up is King 5 offsuit. So not a great hand, but I'm in the big blind. It folds around to Anton Dizzle, who actually raises it to 75 cents. I did for half a second think about folding, but then I actually decided to call, and so therefore let's take a flop. So the flop comes down, King 10 free. I bet half pot to 77 cents. Anton Dizzle decides to call. It's not a bad flop for us. We're quite happy with that. So let's take a turn. So the turn comes a King of Hearts, so we've got 3 of a kind kings. It's a nice position to be in. There's still a couple of draws, especially a spade draw. He actually bets $1.25. I did think about maybe for half a second actually re-raising to build the pot a bit more. But in the end decided that the best option would be to call to try and maybe extract some value on the river. So let's take the river. So river came down as a Queen of Hearts, well over $5 in the pot. I did try and check for some deception. Unfortunately he checked back, but we took the pot down, so a good start to the evening. So next hand that we play, Jack 4 suited, sort of in a very early position. Now when you play in early positions you should be playing a lot tighter. This is kind of more what I call a feeler bet. Actually putting in 50 cent, a very small raise, but unfortunately we find out that this table likes playing flops, so in the end we got 4 extra callers. The flop come down Queen 3-4 rainbow. We haven't really got anything, so decided that the best option will be to check it through, see what happens, and yeah, it's kind of not great. So we all check, and then 7 comes down, and decided to check it through again because I haven't really got anything. So at the moment we're thinking that everyone in this table doesn't really hit anything. Now Anton Dizzle in the button, probably the best chance to make a bet. He decides not to make a bet either. Then the Jack comes down, so we actually hit our pair, which is quite nice. So I decided to bet 74 cents, not a huge bet, but hopefully enough to get everyone off the hand. And then this is where the hand actually got quite interesting. So it went round to Anton Dizzle, who checked on the button on the turn. He then actually comes back with a raise. There he goes. It's $2.72. Now it was weird because I was thinking to myself where we would be at with that hand, and I actually made quite a quick snap call because I thought to myself, well, you've checked a couple of times, and the cheeky little bugger, he had a set of 7s, so he actually checked his 7s, which was quite interesting because yeah, on the button you should be really betting that to try and get a couple of extra callers. I probably would have folded, so could have been the right call, maybe not. Let me know in the comments below. So next hand that we get involved with is Ace King, actually under the gun. Ace King, very good starting hand, very happy with that. So I raise it 3 times to 75 cents. We actually folds all the way round to the button. The button has a little quick think about it and he decides to let it go. Small blind, of course that's going to be quite a big call for him. he decides that it's not a good idea for him. So then the big blind has a little think as well. Decides if he wants to come along for the ride, play it out of position. He decides to do so. The flop comes down 2-7 jack. I think that, to be honest, being in position, because he checked, that I've probably got the stronger hand still. So bet it. He decides to let it go, and we take down a nice, easy pot. So next hand, quite an interesting hand. Basically, second under the gun, so decided to raise it to 75 cents. 3x raise again. Now we get a dream scenario here, really. Basically, player next to me raised it to $3. So I'm thinking, as it's coming round, is anyone else going to come along for the ride? Trying to work out why has he raised it $3. So I decide, while this is coming round, that it's probably a good idea to put in a 4-bet. So I raise it to 5.25. Within about 10 seconds, the player decides that all in is going to be the best option. So I have a little think, is this going to be aces versus kings, or are we in a really, really good position? I decide to take the call, and the player has ace king. So we are in dreamland, people. All we need to do is hope that it holds. And it does. So we take down a nice $17.27 pot to make a $7 up for the night. Woo! So I don't recommend bluffing, especially if you're an amateur player. I don't think you should do it a lot on the poker table. I think you should only be playing really hands that you want to play, and don't try and force much action, especially in a tournament, when you're in sort of early into a tournament as well. So many players make that mistake, but this is me actually executing an okay bluff. I'm in position against two players. The flop comes down 5-2-6, so nothing exciting for most people. So I bet $1.36 into a $1.77 pot, and yeah, we get one caller, which is OPM. Then the big scary ace comes down, and I like that he checks that, because that gives me an opportunity to say, hey, I did bet that, but actually I've got the ace. Here's a $2 bet, and he very quickly lays it down.
A great success!
Now, I would say this is probably the hand of the session, or at least second place. I'm dealt pocket queens in the small blind, and there's a small raise by Ol. To 56 cents, I think it is. So I have pocket queens. I decide that actually I'll put in a free bet to 125. We then get a little bit in the tank with him for a very short time. He decides, actually, no, I don't think so. I don't think your little free bet's going to get through. So raise it to $3.75. Now, in this position, I have a quick think after OPM decides that, well, there's too much action in front of me. Do I put in a 5-bet, or do I just flat call? So I'm having that little think while OPM does it. I decide in the end that actually the call is going to be the better option. The flop comes down 5-8-6. Now, I decide that actually, where should I put in a bet? I put in a bet at $3.71. Olo decides that, no, do you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going to raise you all in. So then it's time to put myself into the tank, and this is where I have to make the decision. Does he have kings? Does he have aces? Or are we in a much, much better position? Now, in my opinion, after he put in a 4-bet, he probably most likely did have kings or aces, but in the end I decide that actually, you know what, for this one time, let's do it. Let's do a call. And this is where we find out what he has. And he has what we were hoping for, pocket jacks. Now all we need to do is hope that it holds, and then a 4 comes down, which scares the living hell out of me to make this potentially a split pot. So we pray to all of the poker gods, and it comes down a 7. No, it doesn't. It comes down the 10 of hearts, and we take down a $41 pot. So great news there, and we are now $30 up for the night. Fantastic. So, final hand in this monster session, and this is the best one in my opinion. So, On the big blind with 2-6 of clubs, not a great hand. There's a raise to 75 cents, so 3x. Under the gun, that's showing very, very, very strong sort of hand. So in the end, my head is like, right, fold, thank you very much, I'm out of here. But then all of a sudden we get 2 calls on top. So in the end, if I sort of look at my pot odds, I am getting a decent odds to actually make a call. Now, I don't really want to, I'm out of position, but in the end, I'm like, do you know what? It's been a good session. Let's see how kind the flop will be to me. So let's take this wonderful flop.
Oh my god! Wow!
So as you can see, we hit the stone cold nuts. We decided to put in a small bet of $1.48. We get dream action again. We get re-raised to $4.44. This really is a very, very simple, in my opinion, shove. We got the stone cold nuts. And then waiting to see what happens. He does call. He shows pocket jacks. Very easy regime hand for me. Thank you very much. I will take the money. All we need to do is miss that the board pairs. That's all we're hoping that doesn't happen. It doesn't pair, and therefore we walk away $58 richer, bringing our total to $67.15. I then decide that is enough for the night. I play a couple of extra hands, nothing of any significance, and in the end I walk away with $69.10. So one very happy poker player for the night.